Let's get to it. I know the reaction we're reacting to is I Know What You Did Last Summer, the kill counts. I've seen these a lot before. I've seen these before with the Friday the 13th ones. This time I'm watching the kill count of I Know What You Did Last Summer. I didn't watch the ones for Friday the 13th reacting to them. I just watched them by myself. So yeah, just bear with me with this one. I'm gonna watch this one because Halloween horror days, and yeah, I hope you enjoy these reactions. Let's get it.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at I Know What You Did Last Summer, released in 1997. Last Summer, which I'll call it for short because, come on.
I just watched this recently, so that's why I want to watch the kill count.
Is the best-known teen slasher released in the wake of Scream. The two films are often associated with each other, not surprising given that Kevin Williamson wrote both movies, though this screenplay was very loosely based on a 1973 novel by Lois Duncan. Scream and Last Summer share a few other similarities
I didn't know they made a book out of it. There's a book about this movie?
For instance, both have a bit of a whodunit element to them, and they both feature casts of attractive teens, some of whom would go on to be in the Mystery Gang. But that's about where their similarities end. Whereas Scream is a self-aware, borderline satire of slashers, Last Summer plays it all straight, delivering a more mysterious and traditional horror flick without all those winks to the camera. Sure, the script still contains reference-heavy dialogue that gets old pretty fast.
Jodie Foster tried this and a skin-ripping serial killer answered the door.
But I'm willing to forgive faults like that.
Yeah, it does get pretty old fast.
And the exploration of how their lives are upended by a single pivotal moment. It's a great look at guilt and the way relationships can change. How the friends who seem like your whole world in high school can drift away until they end up feeling like strangers.
What happened between us? We used to be best friends. We used to be a lot of things.
I Know What You Did Last Summer would be followed by a tropical sequel that I think is a fun hot mess, and a third direct-to-video installment that is possibly my least favorite horror movie I've ever seen in my video installment.
There was a video installment?
Fun hot mess, and a third direct-to-video installment that is possibly my least favorite horror movie I've ever seen in my life. Seriously, that thing fucking sucks. But before
Holy shit, I didn't know there was a video installment to this.
Before we get to those summers of the future, we need to go back to last summer and count up all its kills.
Alright, here we go.
The movie begins with a wave-skimming title card. Some gothic metal growls us up the coastline of Sonoma County, California, near Bodega Bay, even though the movie takes place in North Carolina. Most of it was shot on location in Southport, though, so don't knock it too much. Who wouldn't want to share a coastline with a Hitchcock film? This very awesome opening shot that soars around for more than 2 minutes.
Wait, Hitchcock made this? Oh my god.
Shot that soars around for more than 2 minutes, eventually flies
I mean, a lot of places in LA are famous for places to be filmed, like, you know, for sure downtown. The Observe mostly. Hollywood sign for sure. What else? There's sometimes they film down on where the stars are, where the Walk of Fame.
To find a sad boy in overalls sitting on some rocks. He's got a little memory trinket and a whole ass bottle of booze, so probably not a good thing.
He's down in that shit.
Perched. It's the 4th of goddamn July in the seaside town of Southport, North Carolina, an actual city of less than 3,000 people that's filmed all the time, including recently in Under the Dome. Southport's the kind of place.
Oh, really? Wait, what?
That's filmed all the time, including recently in Under the Dome. Southport's the kind of place that holds local beauty pageants, with this year's contest dominated by Helen Shivers, played by Sarah Michelle Gellar, the same year that Buffy the Vampire Slayer premiered. Big year for Ms. Gellar, since '97 was also when she played Cece in Scream 2, who got thrown off her sorority's balcony. Helen woos the pants off this crowd of Southport.
They just threw her ass off. Look at that. Just yeet the fuck out. Get the fuck out of my. Get the fuck out of here. You stole my.
Was also when she played Cece in Scream 2.
You talking to someone on the boat? Get the fuck out of here.
Helen woos the pants off this crowd of Southportians and is announced Fish Queen of the Year or something. Congrats, Helen! Your friends are so proud of you! Hail Fish Queen! These brand new high school graduates all celebrate Helen's ascent to Fish Queendom with a high-speed trip to Dawson's Beach, probably named after Dawson's Creek, which Kevin Williamson also created and which was filmed at the same location.
Bro was putting all of his story, like, it's like, I feel like some of the story he has right here fits to, like, his universe, to his things. Like, he's got Dawson, he puts, well, not Under the Dome, but he puts some of the things from Scream, people that are from Scream in the movies, yeah. He just knows what to use in horror movies.
Using some of this movie's sets. There, they share.
Like, he's literally making his own universe, but he's like putting it in with other people. He's putting little hints in the universe that he made. Like, Know What You Did Last Summer. He's putting in like little references from his old movies, like Scream and all those. That's pretty cool.
Urban legends about killers with hooks and talk about their futures. Helen plans to move to New York and star in a soap opera, while her boyfriend Barry Cox, played by Ryan Phillippe,
looks like Neville from iCarly,
NFL starting quarterback, and then they can have little babies. But the future's not as clear for Julie James, played by an 18-year-old Jennifer Love Hewitt, who would spoof this Scream Queen role in Boy Meets World a few months later.
That's insane.
Yes, girl, I am the screamer around here.
Julie's future is on a different path than her boyfriend Ray Bronson's, played by Freddie Prinze Jr. in his first starring role. Fun fact, FPJ is a big wrestling fan.
Yeah, he is, and he was a writer for WWE, dude. Yes, I know that. I know that because I was watching WWE throughout my whole life. Okay? I know that.
And even wrote for the WWE for a couple of years. Apparently, he helped convince Vince McMahon to give Jeff Hardy the world title at Armageddon 2008.
Really? You're a legend for that! See, he's a legend for that one. I didn't know he was the one that wrote that one. He's a legend for that one, dude.
Extreme, dude! Julie and Ray's relationship suffers from some class-based problems, with Julie an upper-class smarty pants who's about to go off to Boston for college, while Ray is a less well-off fella who's about to
He's a legend for that.
Some reason. I don't know what for exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's not what Julie thinks.
You're gonna go off and you're gonna fall for some head-shaven, black-wearing, tattoo-covered, body-piercing philosophy student.
That sounds attractive.
That is some 1997 dialogue. No worries though. Julie and Ray can just slap an emotional band-aid on their problems with some stand-up-in-them-cracks beach sex. Barry's too blasted to properly drive his car. Ray takes the wheel. Now if only
he's all in that. He's like, okay, I'm doing too much.
He could keep his eyes on the road. Hard to do that though, when Barry's broing so hard, he bros straight out the sunroof. A dropped bottle of bro booze escalates things and sets this movie's plot in motion. It's a well-shot accident sequence that ends with Barry splayed out on the car.
He hit a deer.
With blood on his face that isn't his. Love this crane shot by Scottish director Jim Gillespie, whose career hasn't been that prolific, but who made a good impression on his cast and crew.
Still to this day my favorite director I've ever worked with.
Barry freaks out about the damage to his car, while Julie freaks out about the blood on it. Then everyone freaks out when Julie finds a boot, because boots don't tend to go walking around on their own. They find the boot's body with a patented Love Hewitt scream, and immediately realize they're in a certain amount of shit. Ray checks the body to see just how deep it is.
I think he's dead.
That is some pretty deep shit! Julie says that since it was an accident, they need to go to the police. But Barry's worried about getting in trouble since he owns the car and is very obviously inebriated.
Look at me! I'm drunk as shit! I'm fucked!
He quickly wins Ray over to his side since Ray was driving and is scared of Southport's apparently extreme justice system.
We're gonna fry no matter who takes the fall.
I thought this took place in North Carolina, not Texas. The debate they have
That's insane. See, they know they're fucked either way, but the problem is that they didn't want to get themselves in trouble, so Boy, I'm about to fucking snitch on everybody. I'm doing the 6ix9ine. Give me the McDonald's, everything. I'm gonna take on you, and you. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I'm snitching on everyone. I don't give a shit. What the fuck? He did it. I don't give a shit. Brandon did it. Ray did it. I don't give a who has. Freddie did it. He did it. Everybody did it. Everybody was in on it. I'm out.
What they should do is well written and performed, with everyone behaving according to their characters' perspectives.
Like, just pretend we were never here.
Says the actor, for instance. Eventually, Julie loses out against the others, who would like to just get rid of the body and pretend this never happened.
The guy's already dead. If we go to the police, we're dead too.
They hear a truck approaching, which inspires some curbside theater to give them cover. The driver is their classmate Max, played by Johnny Galecki, who was just coming off Roseanne and still had a decade left to go before he'd start banging big theories. They pretend Barry's sick, and Max eventually leaves them. Though, honestly, Barry pops back up a little too soon after he drives away. Commit to the bit, Bear. The kids take the body to the dock and prepare to dump it away.
This is bad. This is bad.
Honestly, Barry
this is horrible. This is horrible right here. It's like, man didn't even, like, give him time to move away from the whole thing.
Too soon after he dump it in, hoping the tide and or crabs will take care of it for them. Just one problem though. He's alive! Alive! And also, maybe a Terminator? Since the dude went down with Helen's Fish Queen crown, Barry jumps in to retrieve the evidence. As he does, the guy's eyes open, scaring Barry back to the surface and leaving the dude behind looking like that Jason statue in that Minnesota lake. They all go to leave, which always seemed weird to me, since last they saw him, dude was still alive. But I guess they think he's as good as dead, so they make a pact to never speak of this again, though Julie has to be coerced into it.
You fucking say it.
Okay, Barry, we take this to the grave.
1 year later, Julie is at college, where she majors in dramatic turnarounds. She's got that down pat, but her other grades are shit, which worries her mother, who now has a messy-haired zombie as a daughter.
Are you on drugs?
What?
Julie's a wreck, having never recovered from their secret manslaughter, and the only way things could get worse for her is if she found out she was in a horror movie. Oh my god! Later that night,
They knew what she did last summer. This guy knew that she was fucking on him. Nah, get him out of here. This is insane. Nah, get him out of here. He's insane. This guy sent him a whole letter saying, I know what you did last summer. You were fucking on him. Oh my god, this man did not do this.
she's still staring at that note? Didn't think it'd take her that long to read it. There aren't that many words there, Julie. Just sound it out. Back in Southport, for the first time since she left, Julie goes to Helen's family's department store, run by her sister Elsa. And, you know, not me personally, but a guy I know, him and her got it on. Woo!
She's...
Woo-wee! Helen works there now, having
she was the teacher on Billy Madison.
From New York.
Not this one, the one
didn't work out.
Which one?
Guy I know.
This one right here. She was the woman in Billy Madison as a teacher. Who is like, I don't know, what is his third grade teacher? His third grade teacher is Billy Madison. This shit was funny, and then he became the girlfriend of Billy Madison after that at the end of the movie.
Woo-wee! Helen works there now, having returned from New York after her acting career didn't work out. Hey, pro tip, Helen, usually need to give stuff like that more than a few months. Julie shows Helen the note she got, and the two of them take it to Barry's rich-ass house. Since he and Helen broke up, this acts as a reunion of sorts. Oh great, I love reunions.
You two look like shit run over twice.
You know, usually. Julie says that the guy they hid and dumped was named David Egan. She read about him in the newspaper. His body was found in the ocean 3 weeks after their accident, and police labeled it an accidental drowning. As they ponder who could have sent Julie the note, Barry remembers that Max came across them on the road that night, so they go to the dock where the Galexter works as a fisherman. Barry's interrogation skills start at about a 10 and go all the way up to 11, and even though Max says he doesn't know anything about a note, Barry assures the ladies that his rough handling has solved their problems. On their way out, they run into Ray, who they're surprised to find also works at the docks now, New York having not worked out. He tries to talk to Julie, but she says she just can't know him right now. now and runs away in her overalls. Later on, a pissed off Max unknowingly loses possession of his fishhook. Luckily, there's a slicker-clad stranger here to give it back to him. There you go, Max. Now try not to misplace that thing anymore.
He just hit him with the uppercut. Straight uppercut his ass.
It's an expensive tool that you need to do your work. Oh, and yeah, I know that the kill graphic says number 2 up there. Just trust me, okay? This is my job. Max's kill was added during reshoots after the rest of the movie had been completed, since originally, director Jim Gillespie made a pretty bloodless horror movie.
The special makeup, I said, I've gone through the least amount of blood I've ever done in anything I've done before.
After test screenings, they felt like the audience needed to see the killer in action earlier on to establish a real danger. It was definitely the right call. After a long night of
yeah, it was really a nice call.
Barry showers off and finds a note waiting for him at his locker. They know! The note was left.
I know!
Stealing Barry's car right now. And the driver
shows Barry
he's got some cruel intentions when he floors the gas and heads straight for him. Barry ends up getting hit by
run your ass over!
Straight through a wall.
Damn! Oh nah, he like
serious structural damage.
Bro literally put his ass through the whole ass wall.
Barry ends up getting hit by his own car and driven straight through a wall. Holy shit. Wow, that is some serious structural damage there. The driver gets out and walks over to Barry, peering over him and brandishing his deadly hook silently. Barry begins to beg for his life and then, wait, what? A fade to black? That is one lazy ass way to end a scene, man. Barry's still alive, recovering in the hospital, because apparently the fisherman stalker is content to just mess with them for now. To figure out who this guy could be, Julie and Helen turn to the internet. They find a bunch of articles mentioning David Egan, the guy Jules says they hit last summer, and learn that 2 years ago, David was the driver in a car accident on Dawson Beach that got his fiancée Susie Willis killed. David's family lives, quote, out in the sticks, so the girls drive through a bunch of sticks to visit them, even though they don't have a plan.
Don't you think we should have some sort of a plan?
Excuse me.
Lansbury always had a plan.
That's true. That's why they called her Angela Plansbury. They get to the Casa de Egan, and around the side of the house, run into Anne Hesh, 1 year before she was part of the fascinating experiment that is the Psycho remake. This is Missy Egan, David Egan's sister, and she's happy to help Julie and Helen, who say their car broke down. Julie strikes up a clumsy conversation about David, wherein Missy mentions that one of his friends, a guy named Billy Blue, has visited her to pay condolences. That's about all they learn before
Billy
Julie
Blue?
is overcome by the
who the hell names himself Billy Blue?
Guilt of what they've done to David's family and makes up an excuse to leave. Though Jules is torn up about it, Helen's able to cope by saying, "Hey man, it was an accident. It's fine." Helen goes home that night, and between her dad's apparent catatonia and her insatiable thirst for Diet Coke, neither of them notice when a
I'm sorry, I can't, like, if I'm stressing, I need to hit my shit. The fuck? You can't just stress me the fuck out and then do nothing about it. Then you hit my shit, and then I'm getting Coke, and I'm done. I'm getting myself a Coca-Cola soda. Coca-Cola soda. That's why I say Coke. Coca-Cola soda. That's what I meant. None of that bullshit fucking, and then fucking go crazy and everything. No, fuck that. Hell no. Fuck that. It's insane. Whoever does that shit is fucking insane out of their heads, for real. But I take a hit of my fucking shit, and that's weed. And then I do my thing, and I stress the fuck out. But if I'm motherfucking that's coming into my motherfucking house like this, motherfucker, I'm running out. Or I'm shooting the motherfucker down. And if he's not going down, hey man, he might as well put on the flash burners on at this point to not get yourself killed at this point, bro.
flicker-clad figure comes in through their front door and gets all the way upstairs into Helen.
What?
Her closet door is cracked open, but Helen never sees it, so she goes to sleep and wakes up in the morning to find a bunch of chunks of hair all over her bed. While scarily intimate and thematically relevant to Helen's vanity,
It's all about the hair. Don't you forget that.
I think this haircut harassment would be much more impactful if they had actually done a real hatchet job. Something tells me they weren't allowed to shave Sarah Michelle Gellar's head, though. Better that they did.
No.
Look how mad she is seeing this haircut in the mirror. And it's not even that bad, girl. Julie gets a call from Helen and heads over to her house, but a sound from her trunk causes her to pull over. She opens her trunk to find a bunch of crabs. Oh, the dead body. Max, surrounded by crabs. She gets Barry and Helen to come to her car, interrupting interrupting Helen's gig as a backup. Abs! She gets.
Imagine getting that in your car, dude. Fuck no. That's nasty. Oh nah. I'm literally going to the FBI. I'm going to the FBI. I'm serious. I'm going to the FBI after this, dude. Ain't no way. This is some normal ass shit, dude.
And a bunch of crabs! Oh, and a dead body. Max, surrounded by crabs! She gets Barry and Helen to come to her car, interrupting Helen's gig as a backup dancer in a Britney Spears video. But when Barry opens the trunk, there's nothing but a hook-shaped umbrella inside. That was one quick crab cleanup, man. Must have used that special shampoo with the tiny comb and
Bro got it. Bro got it out the trunk so fast.
Guy keeps messing with them and goes into a predator stance to yell about it.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Throw a little spin on it, Jules.
What are you waiting for?
Spinny Rooney, because
Nice! That's maybe the most infamous scene from this movie. And turns out it was directed by a kid who won a contest?
He was like, I want her to stand in the street and turn around and just, scream, like, what are you waiting for, huh? And I was literally like, are you kidding me right now? Like, this is what I'm gonna do. Okay, this is a great idea. And then we were doing it, and it was amazing, and it looked cool, and and now everybody loves it.
They go to see Ray, and Barry shows.
they really loved that. Nah, I'm gonna keep watching.
Total lack of conversation.
Bro got fucking bro, nah, this man was just like, hey, what's up, bro? Hey, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? Oh shit! Get your ass on the ground. I don't know what the fuck you on about. You're the one who's giving this problem. Bro, I was like, what do you think I'm doing, bro? Bro, I'm just chilling.
Ability to connect with the punch. Credit to Ryan Phillippe, though, for bringing all that angry energy to a character originally envisioned as a much bigger guy.
Ryan isn't a joke. He's physically not that. Ryan had to almost overcompensate in terms of his aggressiveness to be a domineering force against a bigger guy.
A peace is made when the group agrees to stop accusing each other, and Julie decides that she'll go see Missy Egan again, because maybe the killer's that Billy Blue guy who visited her. We'll get you, Blue Boy! While Julie's doing that, Helen goes to this year's 4th of July Fish Queen Parade, with a whole bunch of fish-themed decorations made by production designer Gary Wisner. I think this movie's setting is another one of its strengths. I absolutely love the small East Coast fishing town vibe. It reminds me of The Mutilator. It's also the perfect setting for a slicker-clad.
Dude, they had like two. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this.
It's also
there's one that looks like a fisherman, and then two right here.
He can easily
3
disappear among these crowds.
4.
Keep that in mind before you go around tackling old dudes to the ground, Grizzly Bear. No, seriously, dude, you might want to get off that guy. I think he's having an episode.
Bro's having a heart attack after you scared the shit out of him and put him on the ground. You're like, oh, you motherfucker! You fucking
Note of something. Julie goes back to Missy Egan's house and finds it looking a tad more Texas Chainsaw.
Nah.
Eye out for sliding doors, Jules. Though she ain't wearing a human skin mask, Missy's still
what the fuck? She just coming out with the fucking knife. What the fuck is that? Just straight up coming with the What are you doing to my shit? I came here to I was just cooking myself some chicken, motherfucker. What are you doing here?
She's Julie like a serial killer. Because this
like for real
wants there to be a bunch of suspects to point fingers at. She chops up fish heads as Julie brings up David again, and when she says his death wasn't an accident, Missy says she knows.
Well, he killed himself.
Really?
David went up to the cliff last year to kill himself over.
If she knows she did it. She knows she did it. I'll be right back. back to the video.
For the accident that killed his fiance, and she knows this because he left a note.
This isn't a suicide note. This is a death threat.
Julie realizes, in record time, that the person they hit wasn't David Egan. It was whomever left these notes. First one for David, and then one for her. She races back home as the Southport beauty pageant begins, with Helen, the outgoing fish queen, required to be on—
So, it was the guy named David that had it. And he got it the same thing, like these people are getting the same thing. Know what you did last summer.
on stage the whole time, for some reason. It's kind of weird. Barry watches over her from the rafters for her safety, but that also means he's a captive audience for the talent portion of the show.
Baby, look at me and tell me what you see.
Lucky for Barry, he doesn't have to listen to this much longer, because the fisherman is here! Helen screams out as he gets attacked, but for some reason, the crowd feels the need to grab and physically restrain her as she screams that someone needs help? Damn, Southportians, y'all are whack! Barry is killed while Helen's tangled up with a bunch of hook stabs to his torso. When Helen
he's like, motherfucker,
finally gets a cop named Caporizo up there, the body is gone, with some unseen dripping blood all that's left behind. Officer Caporizo drives Helen home while casting doubt on her claim of murder.
Did this fisherman guy use the same hook that cut all your hair off?
What the fuck are you even talking about, dude?
Damn.
He has a normal shoulder-length haircut.
That's insane. She just... I got this to her, bro. That's insane.
Use the same hook that cut all your hair off?
What the fuck are you even talking about, dude? She has a normal shoulder-length haircut. What a stupid plot point. A road barrier forces them into an alleyway where the cop comes across a guy apparently in need of some roadside service. It ends up being the killer, earning Caporizo a hook stab to the stomach and giving us a fair amount of scream queening and mouth bleeding. Aw, at least he laid it down real gently, though. That's nice. Helen finds his mouth bleed, a hook stab.
I know you see something suspicious, but
in need of some roadside service.
How do you not see him coming up to you behind?
Killer, earning Caporizo a hook stab to the stomach and giving us a fair amount of scream queening and mouth bleeding. Aw, at least he laid him down real gently, though. That's nice. Helen finds herself briefly trapped in the backseat of the police car, which Kevin Williamson would repeat in his script for Scream 2, released the same year. Eventually, she kicks her way out of custody and escapes the slow-walking killer by, you know, not walking slowly. She runs to her family's store, and because of her massive head start on the slow-ass motherfucking fisherman, she's led inside by Elsa before he can get to her, even though, like, how did Elsa not see the guy approaching them when he was this close? That storefront is all
going
windows.
crazy.
Elsa locks the front door, but doesn't get to the back door in time. The fisherman's already made it inside, so he kills Helen's older sister with a hook slash across the chest. Love the shot of him carrying the body away, but again, this kill was originally done without any blood. Producers like Eric Feig had Gillespie go back and reshoot it with that blood spray, which, you know, makes sense.
Medically, it's impossible for there not to be blood if someone took a hook and sliced across someone's neck.
Helen hears the commotion and comes downstairs.
No,
she's
hook.
He's true, because if you just have him just having him scrape across, then you're just getting nothing out of it. No action out of it. You're just getting him just scraping across the body.
And slice across someone's neck.
Helen hears the commotion and comes downstairs, where she's attacked by the killer, who apparently decided it was worth his time to hide under a tarp and pretend to be a mannequin. After seeing her sister's dead body, Helen pulleys herself up to temporary safety with the store's freight elevator. This whole sequence is one of my favorite parts of the movie. I often get bored with chase scenes, but this one stays interesting and makes good use of all the back alley spaces in the small town of Southport. It only falters at the end in the widely maligned moment when Helen senselessly stops running to look behind her. The fisherman appears out of absolutely nowhere and kills her behind a stack of tires. While it's real stupid that she stopped like that, I do love the overhead shot showing just how close she was to safety.
And nobody was seeing that?
Throughout all this, Julie and her carefully framed cleavage finally
that's
figured out who the killer is, thanks once
That's
again
insane.
to the power of the internet. Turns out he might just be the father of David's dead fiancée, Susie, a local fisherman named Benjamin Willis. Julie runs into town to share this newfound information with all her friends. But sorry, Julie, they're all dead. Womp womp. All except for Ray, that is, who, wait a minute, runs a fishing boat called the Billy Blue. Oh no! It wasn't Ben Willis sending them notes and attacking them. It's been Ray all along. Or
Oh my God.
thinks, since Billy Blue was the guy who visited Missy and, I don't know, man. To be honest, the whole Billy Blue thing's a bunch of straight up bullshit. Anyway, Julie runs away from Ray and he gets clotheslined by a dude in a baseball cap. The guy tells Julie he's got a boat phone she can use, but when she climbs aboard, all she finds instead are a bunch of articles about her and her friends plastered all over the walls. The fisherman undocks the boat and confronts Julie to reveal that Ray wasn't the killer, you dingus. It was him, Benjamin Willis! Ben Willis chases her around his boat in a scene that they actually shot on the Cape Fear River, which proved to be a hassle for production.
Never shoot on water.
This elemental force is uncontrollable.
It was terrible. The whole boat sequence was awful.
Back at the docks, Ray finally recovers and steals a little motorboat to catch up to the sweet Susie, a boat Ben named after his daughter, of course. Ray climbs on deck to confront the swipey fisherman, and the two of them fight until Ray's distracted by a jewels in a box, which gets him knocked overboard and tied up in a fishing net. Julie
Brother.
jewels in a box, which gets
Get distracted and you're like, nah, fuck it, let me just see what's going on over there.
him knocked over
When I'm fighting someone.
and tied up in a fishing net. Julie runs around the boat hull in a rarely seen nautical version of the Final Girls circuit. But don't worry, this variation still includes staples like the dead body discovery. Ray works his way back aboard and shows up just in time to swing a hook into the face of Ben Willis, knocking him down. But not for long. He pops back up to hit Ray and wish Julie a happy 4th, and even give her some Independence Day advice.
When you leave a man for dead, make sure he's really dead.
But his final swing gets his hand caught in the ship's ropes, and, thinking fast, Ray sends the guy up into the rigging where his hand is cut off. The handless Ben Willis.
Damn, he got his hand cut off. Fuck.
They sail back to shore. On the docks, they share some relief over never having actually killed anyone. The worst thing they did was cut Ben Willis's hand off, and that guy was a total dick. I know some people are gonna need this whole thing explained, and don't feel bad, it's a little muddled. So here's a full recap of what happened. David Egan was the dude we saw in the beginning, sitting on the cliff on the 4th of July, 1996. A year prior, he...
That's cool. Hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta help my mom. Alright, again, finish this up.
He had been drunk driving and caused an accident that killed his fiancée, Susie Willis. David ended up finding a note from Susie's dad, Ben Willis, who either asked to meet him at the cliff or found him there reminiscing. In either case, he killed David Egan, and though it's not on screen, we did see David as a character when he was alive. So that's why I'm adding him to the kill count and saying he was the first kill. I know, it's messy, but not sure what I was supposed to do here. After he was done killing David, Ben Willis was hit by the kids, but not killed. And he still wasn't dead after they dumped his body in the water and left him all Jason-fied. A year later, in 1997, Ben Willis started writing notes to the kids and killing them as revenge for, I mean, you know, hitting him with a car. Got it? Cool! Oh, and the Billy Blue thing? Ugh. Ray captains a boat named the Billy Blue after hearing in the news about David's body washing ashore and assuming that David was the person they hit. Ray felt guilty and visited David's sister Missy to offer condolences. faces, using the alias Billy Blue. That's all that was. It was stupid. The movie ends with a denouement taking place another 1 year later in 1998. Julie's back at college, and by the sounds of this phone call, she and Ray are still together and being all sexy to each other. But what's this, Jules? A note in the same handwriting as
Oh my God.
threats? No worries. It's just an invite to a sorority party. Nothing to worry about here, except the Greek system. Well, that and this carefully written thread on the
She
shower
still knows. He
door
still
is out
knows.
with a jump scare last summer. But I'm not counting that as a kill, because that scene is entirely ignored in the sequel. Just chalk it up to a traumatic hallucination or something. Let's find out how many kills really happened here and
Let's see.
get to the numbers, huh? Get to the numbers!
The fuck?
6 people died in I Know What You Did Last Summer, though one of them was very off-screen, and I'm still not sure if it was right for me to count him. The victims were 4 men and 2 women, a 2-to-1 ratio of dudes, and with a runtime of 101 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 16.83 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Max. I love that hook through the chin, and pulling his body across the stovetop to leave a blood trail behind is great. Dull machete for
Straight
Lambus kill will
uppercut.
go to David Egan, I guess. Am I allowed to do that? I mean, of course I am. It's my fucking show. And that's it. I Know What You Did Last Summer came out in 1997 and was parodied extensively in Scary Movie. Took a lot of self-control to not just constantly reference that movie's jokes in the script. I'll look at the sequel next week, which features Jack Black and Jeffrey Combs, but
I don't know why they ever did a sequel with Jack Black and all that. The comedian people. It's insane. Insane. But good video. I understand what the hell is going on in that video.
I don't trust a soul, I don't trust nobody. Threw up by some pills, I don't trust my